Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite storyline video, and this is the third time of me attempting to record this one. Both of them just went corrupt, not too sure what happened, but we're at it again. Let's show you guys what we have for the storyline today. We've got some interesting stuff going on within the map and some really interesting concepts which I want to talk about. But before we get too far into it, quick shout out to everybody on screen right now who's been using code postboxpat. Thank you very much everybody. Also, let's aim for 10,000 likes on this video. I know it's an insane goal, but if every single one of you viewing this video hits that like button, it'll help spread the storyline concepts to everybody out there and let people know exactly what is going on in the Season 9 world. Again, thank you everybody who's been subscribing. If you haven't already, stick around for daily map change and Fortnite storyline content. Okay, so where are we at? Well, we're about 5 years in the future. To start with, obviously we know that Jonesy went into the bunker and also Peely went in. I'm roughly estimating how long his beard is. We're at least 3 to 5 years in the future. That's just a first statement I want to make because you can just tell by how long he was actually in the bunker for. So passing on from that, I have two terms which I just quickly want to bring up before we get too far into this video because I know people always debate this in my comments. Okay, so this symbol you see on this van here, I personally class these as the government. That's not their official name, it's just the term I use for that symbol. So if I do use that term and you are confused, that is what I mean by the government. And also the Neo people is a new term which I've come up with which relates to this kind of segment here, the futuristic stuff inside of here, you know, inside of here where I don't know what's going on here, I'm completely glitched, but whatever's inside of here, you know, the huge event which took place, or the cube, I guess, the neo-futuristic stuff, whatever you want to call it. So many people were talking about it and calling it different things, but yes, the Neo people, and that's what I'm going to be calling them, all that futuristic stuff that got added this season. So let's start with that. So first off, we have the government, which have currently been kind of sitting around this area, and either what's happened here at the end of season 8, they've been talking with the Neo people and they've decided, you know, we're going to work together and we're going to share the power around the map, or the Neo people came out and were like, you know what, we're going to take over the world and now we're in charge, or either the government and the Neo people came up with an agreement where they're just kind of use technology from the future or from the Neo people's inventions to actually enhance the map, and the Neo people are working alongside the government. We don't know who's who, we don't know who's leading or anything. We can assume that they're working together, but these cars up here to me feel like they're spying on the map. But you know, when you look at these buildings, then again these look like more modern government buildings because they've got the cars parts, so it looks like they've just kind of teamed up with the Neo people to power the entire Fortnite map. And you can see all of these buildings in here and all of these structures are new futuristic designs. Now it's pretty clear that the vault over here has a power strip which links itself up all the way to Tilted Towers. You know, that is something which is really interesting and I really do like that. And obviously we know that the power they're extracting from the vault is powering Tilted Towers, which is absolutely awesome. I think that's a great concept, and it's awesome to see them actually coming up with this new huge futuristic design which came from the Neo people, obviously, who influenced this on the map. We also have the huge slipstream path that goes around the map, and also the sky bases, which I assume are powered by more power sources which the Neo people have been inventing in the Fortnite universe. So obviously this one here probably powers the entire slipstream. This huge kind of path or snake-like electric power thing obviously powers the entire huge slipstream because it's absolutely giant. But yes, that is something which we have going on. So the government have also established a few different outposts. They've kind of locked this one down, made sure they're having no one come in and out. They probably don't want anyone tampering with this. They don't want anyone messing with it. If someone unplugs it, obviously something's going to happen to the map which could be extremely bad. So obviously they're going to be guarding that and watching out. We don't really have a threat currently in the map. We'll talk more about that later on. Now next up we have the statue here inside of Tilted Towers. The helmet right there in her hands is the same helmet from the table which was inside the unvaulted event, and it looks like she is kind of the hero or the influence to the entire Fortnite Neo side of stuff. So she is maybe a leader or the influence, or maybe sacrificed herself to build all this, or kind of directed it all, or is in charge now of the Fortnite universe. So they built a massive statue of her, which I think is really cool. So I do really like something like that, and I'm glad they finally introduced something new to that sort of side of stuff with the area, like someone brand new in the storyline who could hold the entire secrets to all this Neo technology. and that's why she's here in Tilted Towers. So yes, a nice little addition there leading into the Season 9 storyline week 1. So we have that at Tilted Towers, but moving on from the Tilted Towers section, the next thing I want to mention is also more energy kind of sources which they have around the map. We now have all the turbines. This is obviously a key part to the storyline because these turbines are now powering Pleasant Park. Obviously, I'm not too sure how Pleasant was previously powered. It may have just been powered by like pylons or underground electricity, but now we have these new turbines which are allowing for better electricity to all of the current locations and older locations in Fortnite Battle Royale. It's basically the same thing. But yeah, these like floating stations, I guess these are powered maybe from solar panels or have some sort of generator inside. I couldn't really figure out what was powering these. I assume it was probably some sort of generator. I kind of looked at them and thought, hold on a minute, how on earth are these holding themselves up? But maybe something to do with these are like maybe solar panels, or something to do with this here, which is kind of sending radio signals, which is holding it up in the air. Who knows exactly why this thing is hovering or how it's hovering, but yes, there's some sort of electric engine. Maybe there's a huge battery and then it's hovering it up, who knows, but yes, that is hovering right there. We'll talk a little bit more about the sky bases later on because they are something which could link to the end of Season 9 linking into Season 10. So moving on further down the path, we also have this government outpost here, which is looking kind of exactly the same, other than they've kind of extended a watchtower on it. I guess it's not really active. It looks more abandoned than active because obviously they've just got it left open. They've got no one guarding it, no cars or anything, and there doesn't seem to be much around here. So maybe this is just something they have just in case they want to check out what exactly happened here again, or they're keeping an eye on potentially there could be something else under there. Unlikely, but it's nice to see that they still have that one because that was obviously their first finding of the vault. Now, if we move over to the volcano, this is something that's pretty interesting and quite a nice concept, which I do really like. We have the volcano here, which is currently extracting or using the lava flow to power this dam, or kind of generate power from the dam, which is actually being supplied to Retail Row, I assume, via these pylons. Now, these pylons have always been in the game, but I assume the government are probably extracting the lava, or when I say extracting, what I mean by that is potentially they're doing something else with the lava as well, and not just using it for the dam. They could be turning it into some sort of gas or some sort of liquid or some sort of electricity. We don't know how the Fortnite universe works. That's what I mean by that. But yes, this outpost is pretty interesting because it's not a Neo design. It's a old government theme, which makes me think potentially either the government, so you can see here by the old computers here, you can see potentially that the government are actually planning to kind of rebel or have their own kind of industry still against the actual Neo people, or it's just their old stuff and they've just set up some old pieces that they owned and thought, you know what, we may as well set some of our old structures up over here because it's not really much technology, they said, maybe, or something. They don't need much tech to be able to kind of solve or power this kind of dams, or maybe the Neo materials just don't work for this kind of hot sort of stuff. They want to kind of power it correctly and use the old sort of stuff. I don't know why, but yes, it's the old government design over here, which is interesting. We can see that with a bunch of different stuff. It's all like the old color themes and interesting concept. But yes, when you look at these, it definitely looks like they are extracting something from the lava here, which is going through this dam here, which is underneath us right now, and down through the dam here, powering it up, and obviously that is being extracted to somewhere else on the map. A little thing to note as well, guys, is we have these things here. These are the brand new government vehicles. These are actually taken from the futuristic Neo design on the vans, which makes me think, you know, maybe they are working together because the previous government vans never had this kind of yellow strip going through them. It used to just be, well, it did, but it never like glowed like that. So it makes me think these are the new futuristic vans, and they look like they're going somewhere. We don't know 100% where. I'll be sure to cover that in map change videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to keep up to date with all that sort of stuff. But yes, potentially these are going somewhere else on the map. We don't know 100% where. Let me just show you what I mean by that Neo design, just to confirm for those wondering out there what I mean. So here's an example of the new electric trucks. Pretty cool. I really do like them. Nice little addition to the map, and they have that kind of like stream through them. There's also one in Tilted Towers as well, which is a different look. So obviously a futuristic vehicle, which has a big part in the kind of storyline and could link to the relationship between the Neo people and the government. Okay guys, so the next thing I want to discuss is the sky bases. This is something which could link to the Season 9 storyline towards the end, and I do think these are going to have a big impact at some point. We'll discuss a few factors about these. The first point to make about all of these sky bases is they're actually located above the old cube like shard or rune positions, whatever you want to call it. You know where the islands were, or where the island kind of extracted. And there are also a load of kind of, I don't know what you want to call, I've forgotten the name for them. It's like the little purple things in the ground that you jump on and you boost up. But yes, these are all in that location where them things used to be, which is an interesting concept. Now, this either could be because Epic Games know that these spots are perfect for transport. Maybe they've measured them out back in season 5 and they realized that these are the spots that they want to kind of position different things for a lot of people to transport from one location to another, and that's why they've been put in these exact same positions. Or Epic Games realized that maybe these have something to do with, or have planned something to do with the storyline regarding the cube, or extracting some sort of element or power from these zones. We still don't know if that is what's going on or not, because these kind of tunnels could maybe have something else or some sort of hidden secret behind them which is extracting something. Also, there's the potential of there being a EMP on the entire map. For those wondering what an EMP is or what it does, it's basically a kind of weapon which you will activate. For example, imagine if the rocket came back, the rocket came in, crashed into the map and summoned or activated or had an EMP in it or whatever. It activates this huge pulse that goes across the entire map, when everything which is powered by electricity or whatever it's powered by, anything that's powered basically would just fall out of the sky and be completely switched off, which means all of these sky bases would be removed. They'd all fall to the ground, and we could also see all these floating things up here, the blimps, they could all fall to the ground, and also all the stuff like Tilted Towers and Retail Row, all the lights would go out and everything would go dark. I feel like that is a high possibility for the season 10 or season 9 ending, so I think that would be pretty interesting to kind of consider as a theory towards the end over there. Also, these sky bases aren't probably going to be in the game for season 10. I assume these will probably get destroyed at some point in the next 2 seasons, so we'll have to see what's going to happen with them. It's an interesting concept, so let me know down in the comment section down below what you think is going to happen with all of these sky bases. They wouldn't just put them in that spot for just the idea of transportation, I don't think. They obviously have something to do with the cube or some sort of kind of dark purple element. We'll have to see what they have. But that's everything in today's video. I have nothing else to cover so far regarding the storyline. I can give you guys a quick overview of the Vikings for those wondering. I know there's a lot of stuff on Reddit and stuff at the minute. This is just a really short one for you guys. Yes, we have the Viking ship over here, which is slowly getting closer and closer to the edge, people are saying on Reddit. So I'm just going to say that just to let you guys know. Potentially that could fall off, meaning the ice could be melting slowly. Viking village hasn't had any changes at all. Currently the Vikings are still trying to storm the house on the right hand side over there. And then also the Polar Peak crack apparently is getting bigger and bigger every single day, but very slowly. So this crack up here where the jump mark was, where you have to jump across and stuff, people are saying that it's got bigger. I don't know 100% if that is true or not, but I assume that this will have some sort of crack, or something will happen to this in the next few seasons or so, or even weeks. Something's going to happen here at Polar Peak. The rocket wouldn't hit it for no reason, so obviously Polar Peak may see some sort of crack, and we could see the loss of our famous Polar Peak castle, which would be sad, but who knows. Apparently there are also rocks underneath here. This iceberg could potentially be around a rock, so the castle may not fall. I wouldn't see why that wouldn't work. It would make perfect sense. You wouldn't really build a castle on an iceberg. I don't think many people would anyway, but there must be some sort of foundation or structure underneath this. So even if this does melt, Polar Peak potentially still could stand, but it'll just be on a rock rather than ice. But that's only a theory, that's not 100% confirmed. But let me know down in the comment section down below what you think your theories are for the season 9 storyline and also the start of season 10. Obviously we're only in the first week right now of season 9, but this is everything that's been going through my mind, and I'm pretty excited for it. So let me know down in the comment section down below how excited you are. Let's try and get 10k likes on this video. Thank you everyone who's been supporting me. Don't forget to go and enter code postboxpat into your item shop. Much love and respect to everybody who's part of my community. And thank you once again for watching right to the end of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.